Hello, I'm Samantha Bosshart, the Executive Director of the Saratoga Springs Preservation Foundation, and I am so thrilled to be here today to honor Susan and Mitch Cohen with a Preservation Rehabilitation Award for their work at their home at 302 Nelson Avenue. The two-story Italianate townhouse with a later Queen Anne-style bay window addition was built in 1861 by Michael and Mary Ann Cogan. The work that the Cohens did included new wiring and plumbing, as well as installing a new roof, rebuilding 2 chimneys, and restoring exterior trim details of the cornice as well as the 4 porches. Of course, my favorite part of this rehabilitation is the restoration of the windows. This should be no surprise to some of you. The Cohens, with the assistance of Old Saratoga Restorations, took great care to restore the more than 30 windows, painstakingly scraping, reglazing, and painting each sash, and restored all of the hardware with the help of L&L Concepts, a company located in Maryland that specializes in restoring historic hardware. I first met Susan and Mitch Cohen when they attended the Foundation's Saratoga Racecourse Tour. It was at that time they told me about their project and invited me to see the home. As a result of that visit, I was able to provide some insights to their home, and I learned that Mitch loves to do research and that he had begun researching the history of the house. I shared that we were in need of a volunteer to help with our house history and plaque program. He enthusiastically offered to help, and since then has helped to research and draft at least 5 house histories. So, in some ways, this is a win for the Cohens because they found a house that they love, the community because it benefits from their investment in preserving a part of our history, and the foundation because we now have a new volunteer. So thank you to Susan and Mitch Cohen for not only investing your money, but also your time.
Thank you so much for this award. It was a labor of love, and we love being in Saratoga Springs.
Yes, and our merits survived it, which is the most anyone can say about achieving a completion of a project like this. We'd like to say some thank yous. First, to Old Saratoga Restorations and Bob West, the president, who actually helped us plan this out, maintain the budget, which is quite important, and he carried us from the beginning when we first purchased the house all the way through the completion.
Planning and completion, yeah, he did a great job.
Yep. And on his team, Bo Ovitt, Dave Teeling, Daryl Sales, Jesse, and Chris Boyce all did a phenomenal job and really did much of the work.
Scraping, painting, repatching,
Painting.
rebuilding,
Yep.
yes.
A gentleman called the Old House Guy. His name is Ken Roginski. If you look up the Old House Guy on the internet, he consulted on making historically correct color choices and the color placements on the house as well, all via the internet. He colorized all of our pictures to give us ideas as to what to do, and that was phenomenal.
Yes, that was a big help.
One cannot do these projects without the tolerance of our neighbors. So we'd like to thank Jan Johnstone, Allison Rhodes and Mark Hodge, Beth and John Wortman, Amy Godine and Jack Nicholson there, and across the street here, Megan and Carrie Mayo, who actually survived as much as we did, and all the construction that went on for about 9 months.
9 months of a giant cherry picker, and cherry picker noise right at 7:30 in the morning.
And lastly, just some other ones. Saratoga Quality Hardware was there pretty much every day. We were in there so that we know each other by first names. Witz Roofing did all the roofing work and all the roofing replacement. Mohawk Heating Company did all the AC and boiler replacement. Lance Plumbing did all the plumbing, and Allardyce Glass did all the glass work of the restoration and the cutting of any panes we had to replace of original glass, and some new glass that was installed in the bathroom. So we're very grateful, and we thank you so much for the award.
We are. Thank you so much. So the reason why we decided to keep the original windows and have them rehabilitated rather than replaced with vinyl or aluminum is that from doing research, and especially on the Old House Guy website, we found out that these windows are all from old growth wood, and old growth wood is very dense and therefore it has a lot better insulating characteristics than, you know, a newer window. And not only that, they have lasted for a long time, and they'll last a lot longer than they will any vinyl or aluminum replacement windows. So from Ken's website, doing that research and what he had to say about it, we were totally sold on that, and so we spent the extra time to carefully rehab all of our windows, and then all the wood has been scraped, reputtied, and all the glass is original, and any panes that did get broken, we were able to get substitute old glass from a glass shop in Albany that deals in old glass. We do have storm windows. They're from Allardyce. These are aluminum, right? Yeah. So those are the black, the black outline that you see. So we did want to have modern convenience of having a triple track, but it's a narrow, profile triple track storm windows. So it has screens as well as the glass storm on there. And I think they blend in very nicely. They did a very nice job. They were all custom, they all had to be custom fitted by Allardyce, but they did a tremendous job, and we think it looks really, really nice. And any of the windows that have cross pieces were painted black, and the outside frames of the windows are painted black, and so Allardyce was able to match that really nicely, and so it all blends together. So we're very happy with the result.
With all the windows in the entire property, of which there are 32 windows, we removed and cleaned all the hardware from all the windows. All the balances, half of the balances are cotton rope with counterbalances. All of them have been cleaned. They're pulley systems. Any of the other half are tape balances, and those things came out and were sent to a place in Maryland where they just basically replaced the tape and made sure that they had connectors to go into the windows. So all the windows actually work now, and all the hardware has had all the paint taken off of them and restored back to their natural metal. We also have all the sash locks. Some of them are gorgeous. They've all been cleaned and painfully brushed back to their natural metal. And they're also important on the windows as well because they provide the final seal of the original windows. So with that seal on the windows, holding the sashes together and the storm windows, we have a very, very tight house. So it actually is quite warm during the winter. And the interior door hardware, we removed all of the hardware from the interior doors. We scraped all of the paint away and brushed it all away, cleaned them up, re-greased them, and we put all of the mortise locks and all of the original hardware back into the same doors from which they came, and they're all working perfectly. So that was the many months spent on the window hardware and the door hardware.